Hey, what's up everybody? Back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be doing another repair, but this time I'm going to be doing a repair on my hydros. My front pump leaks, and it's where the positive from the solenoid goes to the motor. Still learning a lot about the hydro setups and stuff. So let me show you what I got. So here are the pumps. This one here is this pump here is the front pump, and this one is the rear pump. This controls the rear, this controls the front. It's got the 4 dumps. And one thing too that eventually I want to do is all this mess of wire. I want to go cleaning that up. I bought the truck with everything. It was all complete with the camper, the hydro setup, the system, and the spokes. I bought it all like that. And these are the batteries. There's 5 batteries right here. Now, like I said, let me see if you can see it. Right here is where the positive goes into the motor. This is the motor for the hydros, for the front pump. Now, every time I hit the switch for the front, under here, it starts pouring out. And I mean, I don't know if you can see it on my finger or not, but it's wet, you know. So I'm gonna take this off, pull out the little plug, and see if maybe it needs Teflon tape. Because the guy I bought it from said that there is somewhere in here that it does leak and it does need Teflon tape. So I'm guessing it's that. So I guess we'll just jump right on into it. So with this one, again, I'm going to use my drill because it's a lot faster than using a ratchet. And it is a 1/2-inch socket. So let's go. Oh, and before you do any of this work on any of this stuff, make sure 100% you disconnect your positive and your negative. Okay, now with these, you have your last battery, which is last battery right here, battery number 5. Here's the positive. Here's the positive for it. It goes here, and that goes right down here to the positive for the solenoids, and then it goes around to the positive of the other solenoids, and then there's a ground here that gets grounded out over there. And now for the ground of the batteries, you have let's see if I can see it, the ground here, and then here's the actual ground wire. Completely took it off. So I'm 100% sure there's no juice going to the pumps, going to the cylinders. I mean, I'm sorry, the solenoids or anything. No juice. So whenever you work on hydros, make sure your batteries are disconnected from the power source to the solenoids. Okay? Just a safety precaution. You don't want nothing bad to happen. You don't want to blow nothing up. This shit's expensive. Okay, so wipe this down a bit. Oh yeah, these things polish up good, by the way. All right. So okay. And it's hard to work under here because I'm inside the camper, and on these mini trucks, campers are really small. It's stuck in there. That's what I'm doing right now. There we go. All right, got that. Okay, now disconnect that. Ooh, almost lost that washer. That washer goes there. Oh yeah, everything is soaked. Now, I know I'm gonna have to put more oil in the system, in the tank. I don't know exactly what kind of oil to use. I asked the guy I bought the truck from, and he said you use 10 weight. So I said, okay, like automotive oil or 10 weight 30, 10 weight 40? He said, no, it's just 10 weight. Now, I tried looking for just 10 weight, and everyone looks at me like I'm freaking crazy. Like, what do you mean just 10 weight? I'm like, yeah, my hydro guy said I gotta use 10 weight. He's like, okay, 10 weight what? And this is at all the auto parts stores that I always use. So these guys are really used to me knowing what I'm talking about. But with hydros, man, it's been so long since I've messed with hydros. And I'm pretty off on it, man. So I think I'm gonna have to grab a wrench, because my socket's not a deep socket. Oh yeah, that's tiny. So let me go ahead and see if I'm gonna see if I can grab another wrench or another deep socket, then I'll cut you guys back on. All right, so I found my deep socket, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Oh man, that is wet. So, okay. Oh yeah, there's definitely no Teflon in here. Definitely no Teflon. Yeah, this is bad. So, now one thing with the stud, I don't know, like, is that stud attached to something? Is that, I think that's attached to the armature in the motor. Now, I think if no, because that's, yeah, I think it would be. I'm not sure. See, I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Now, I think if I undo, oh man, yeah, that's leaking a bunch. Oh, is it this is leaking? Yeah, this is ugly. It's leaking a bunch. So let me see if I can. So I don't know. I think if I take these two nuts off, right here, I know that takes the plate off, but I don't know if it's gonna just drip out a ton of oil at that point. So let me figure something out real quick, and then I'll get you guys back on. Come on. All right, so I know I said again I was gonna bring you guys back to finish up that other one, but I put it back together, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna test the negative side. And the negative side is on the back pump. So the current goes from the front pump through everything and then to the back, to the rear pump. So then I started looking at everything, and I'm like, wait a minute, that looks loose too. And sure enough, it's loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one off and tighten it back up. And again, make sure that everything is unplugged. So let's take all this off. Okay, so there's that. A little washer for that. Ooh. Messing with electrical stuff that I am not familiar with tends to keep me on edge a little bit. And so that scared me. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, that's a lot of washers. Okay, so that seems pretty tight. Let's see. Yep, that's pretty tight. Well, I did tighten it up a little bit, so. Okay, so now let's put washers back on. Actually, you know what? Let me wipe it first. And you can see like all the crap that's on there. Oh, where'd it go? Well, let's see. Let's do that one. Yeah, you can see all the crap that's on that bolt. So now I'll put these guys back on. Guess they wanted to have 3. So I'm gonna put 2. And I'd try to wipe everything off before I put it back on. And then I'll put this guy back on. And then I'll put this washer here. And the lock nut. Or the lock washer. And then the nut. Put that on. Boom, nice and tight. All right, so kind of makes me want to just go through and check everything. I mean, it should be okay, but I had also found one of my solenoid nuts. One of my solenoid nuts was loose, and it was causing a spark. Every time I'd hit the switch, it'd spark. So then I went through and I tightened them, so it should be okay there. So what I was thinking is, now that I got it all tightened up, hopefully that one side doesn't leak over there. I'll plug everything in and see what it does. So that's my setup right there. Yeah, and it's all Blackmagic. It's a Blackmagic setup. It's something you can go on their website. You go on blackmagic.com or blackmagichydraulics.com, and you can actually find this setup on there. I got 6-inch cylinders in the front, 8-inch cylinders in the back. And like I said, I bought it all like that. I didn't do any of this. I bought it all like that. The only thing I've done so far was what you've seen, you know, replacing these guys, you know, tightening this stuff up. The speaker box back there, it was with the speakers facing forward, and it was like maybe 8 inches away from, so it was kind of sitting kind of sitting like this, and everything was just bouncing off the head of the header of the bed. So I flipped them up this way so everything's facing upwards, and it sounds way better now, way better. And then also it had where are they? Had these guys in, I don't know if you can see it over there. There's a box right here, and you might be able to see this one better. And then there's a box, where's the box? Oh, there it is. That guy, right there. That box, right there. Okay, those 6x9s were in those boxes, and they actually, the amps that it was on, the amp that and the speakers that are in those little boxes now, those speakers that are in those little boxes now were in the doors, and then those 6x9s were in those boxes. The amp, the way it was set to full range, and it was set to 2 ohms, so it was 60 watts by 2 at 2 ohms because there's 4 speakers. 4 4-ohm speakers will bring a 2-channel amp down to 2 ohms, so it's 60 by 2. And it was set, the crossover on the amp was set to full range, and it was set to I'd say anywhere between 80 to 100 hertz. So those 6x9s were getting quite a bit of bass, and so were the 6.5s. They were getting quite a bit of bass. Now, after a while, notice the 6x9s started to sound like crap, like really sound like crap. And they're Memphis Audio. Memphis Audio is not a bad brand. I don't knock it. The 15s, there's 2 15s in that box. Those are Cerwin Vegas. Now, I know I'm getting off subject of what I was doing, but I just wanted to explain this. Those 6x9s ended up having holes next to one of the screws. So it looks like when they were drilling down, they just went boom, and the drill bit went right into the surround of the speaker. And after a while, it started to cause, you know, like off pressure. So they just started to, you know, deteriorate and, you know, sound like crap. So I took those off and I put new faces on those little boxes. That's why you see that little piece of wood right there. You see, where is it? That little piece of wood right there. That's a new face on those little boxes, so I can put the 6.5s in there. And so I put those back here, and I fired the 15s up, and then I had a set of 6.5s here in my garage, and I put those in the doors, and I wired them all up, and oh my god, the difference in the sound is amazing. Now I'm having another issue with my driver's side. Ooh, buddy, slow down. I'm having an issue with my driver's side 6.5 not working. So I pulled up some of the carpet because the amps are mounted to the back of the cab. And I noticed there is 3 different wirings. They go to one speaker. So it starts off one wire, connects to another wire, connects to another wire, and then connects to the speaker. So there's an issue in that whole line of crap somewhere that's causing that speaker not to work. So that's probably going to be another project. But I did this one for now. So yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing some more videos on the stuff that I do to the truck. So stay tuned. Hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, you don't. Comment, subscribe. You know, I do all kinds of stuff on this channel now. It's not just a weightlifting channel or a powerlifting channel or anything like that. It's, you know, it's a whole bunch of things in one now. It's you know, working on cars, building things, installing things, rants and raves, and just, you know, this is a bunch of stuff now. So it's a big difference in what the channel used to be. So all right, man, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want any other views of the truck or any other videos of the truck. I'll try to do as much as I can. And then I'm also going to be building a 1982 Buick Regal limited edition, and that's the wife's car. That was also going to be a lowrider. And yeah, man, I've got tons and tons and tons and tons of parts for that. I've got a whole hydro setup for that. I've got the spokes candy painted already for that. I've got the paint and everything for that. Now I just gotta start tearing it apart to put it back together. And that one's at the shop. So yeah, that one's at my shop. So we'll get that one started here in a while. But as for now, I'm working on this one, working on this guy here. So yeah, man, like I said, continue with these videos, and thanks for watching. Keep it up, keep going, y'all.